Hi everyone, really good to see you. Now, believe it or not, I've already been to this restaurant once before. Couldn't do the video, thunder and lightning, rain coming down, you name it. Today, it's a beautiful day. Where are we going? We're going to Steak and Company. Now this has got a unique selling point, and that is they've got hot stones where you actually cook your own steaks. If you don't want to do that, then obviously they provide steaks and other meals as well. But yeah, that's it. Now, quite a few of you said, Gary, we'd like to see you cook. I know you expected me to cook in the kitchen and what have you, but I'm going to cook my own steak. So Gordon Ramsay, you watch out. By the way, we're just off Leicester Square as well, so Leicester Square's over there, and not far from Charing Cross Station as well. As always, hang on, before I say that, we've got a traffic light system here as well. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'll find out. As always, let's give it a go. Oh, sorry. So here we are, inside, actually, outside. Strange thing is, we've got exactly the same seat that we had last time. Water came gushing through, that's why the video was ruined. You can sit inside, nice leather chairs in there, really nicely presented restaurant. What I do like is the lights in there. Yeah. Anyhow, most important thing is get onto the menu. Now I've actually changed my mind because I was coming in here, I haven't changed my mind, I'm still going to cook on the Steak Stone experience. But I've looked at their lunchtime special menu. I'll come to that in a second. But again, we've got starters here, and I'm actually going to go for a starter. I'm going to have their garlic and chili prawns, tiger prawns with garlic and chili butter. That's £12. Now, I really like my prawns, as you've guessed on the channel. And what I like to do, I like to actually compare different restaurants and see how they're presented and how they taste, because I've had some fantastic prawns, so I'm looking forward to that. Then they've got the house steaks, the steak experience, steak stone experience, speciality steaks, mains. And again, if you want to have ribs, burger, fish and chips, that's there. But in fairness, it's a steakhouse. So if you come to the steakhouse, you should always have a steak. You've got sauces and butters and sides. On this lunchtime special, you've got to bear in mind, we are literally around the corner from Leicester Square, Trafalgar Square around the corner. So it's a real heavy tourist area. But if you came in here and you had steak and fries, it's £15.95. So Black Angus sirloin, 6 ounce with béarnaise sauce, £15.95. I think that's really good value. Now, they've got other options in there. You take a look at it. I'm going to go for the Steak Stone Experience, which is £19.95, which is Black Angus sirloin, which is 6 ounce, obviously a little bit smaller, with our seasoned salt, a sauce, and butter. Now, the sauce I'm going to go for is a bone marrow and red wine jus. Now, that's included in the £19.95. That's £3.50. On the butters, you're going to have garlic and parsley, Café de Paris or Roquefort. I'm going to go for the garlic and parsley. That's an additional £3. So if you take the £6.50 off the £19.95, you're looking at what, under £15. So, wow. The other thing I'm going to go for is the truffle mashed potatoes, which is £5. So all in all, yeah, I actually think that's quite good value. Saying that, I haven't tried it yet, have I? Now, I really hope I cook this well. Otherwise, I'm going to get a little bit of stick. Saying that, Gordon Ramsay, watch out. Gary's cooking. Okay, see you when the starter arrives. So here we have the garlic and chili prawns. I do like that presentation. What I do like is the aroma coming off there. Real strong smell of garlic, and also smell the chili coming off. Prawn wise, how many are in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you get 8 prawns. Oh, hang on. And bread as well. And it's a mixture of bread, so that one has got an olive in the side of it. Can't knock it. And a bit of butter. Put that there. Take that off. Yeah, the aroma, that's it. Let's dig in here. Got to swirl that all around. The flavour of that oil, bring that down there, flavour in that oil. Nice heat with the garlic, with the chilli. You can really taste the garlic coming through. The tiger prawns, wow. Now on the first one I didn't take the shell off, just dived in and munched away. I actually prefer to take the shell off, to be honest. Absolutely no complaints. What I like in there is the fact you can have the little heat of chilli, but it's not overpowering. It just really adds to the flavour with the garlic in that oil. I'm actually going to dip some bread here into this oil. So let's get all of that in there. It's that oil, honestly, so flavoursome. You know what? That kind of takes me back to Spain. Because again, that's very similar to the way it's presented in Spain. The other thing that's very interesting is all the herbs and the chilies, so you can see them. The chili's got a nice heat, but not overpowering. Now, I'm going to let this go cold. So I'm going to tuck in, and I'll see you when the steak arrives. Should be interesting. That sauce, it's incredible. The only thing I have to say is prawns, very tasty. However, I think they were frozen. Got to bear in mind where we are. It's not exactly near any beaches or whatever, but I think they're frozen prawns. A little bit more crunch to them than they want, soft, and so all in all, were they the best I've had so far? No. Would I order them again? Yeah, I would actually. And I'll tell you what I'd order them for. One, the bread, and two, this sauce. That is bursting with flavour. As you can see, I demolished the prawns already. So that's what I'm going to do. See you when the steak arrives. Here we go. Presentation, really like that presentation. Got the hot stone there. Trust me, that is hot. And no, I'm not going to push my hand down. Then got the 6-ounce sirloin steak there. Now that's already being cooked. It's kind of blue to rare, to say the least. Then you've got your garlic and parsley butter, sauce, salt, and the mash with the truffle. Now, I'm not silly. I know the truffle has sort of mushroom, it's mushroom based. I'm venturing into the mushroom world. I'm trying to get there because everyone's saying, Gary, you've got to eat mushrooms, you've got to try mushrooms. I do try, and I will try. A bit nervous, but yeah. So, what I'm going to do is cut into the steak here. Let's cut into this steak. Just want you to see, obviously, that is rare, to say the least. So I want to put schoolboy error. I'm going to put some butter on first, otherwise that's going to stick, isn't it? Let's cut a couple of pieces of the steak. So that's going all the way around. It's melted nicely, so let's get the steak on. Put that one on that way. Now I think it's crucial that you add a bit of salt. The salt bay coming on here. I've got it all going on here today, haven't I? Yeah, I've got it all going on everywhere, Gary. What a good call. Let's put it on properly. And let's just put that there. Now I'm going to try and achieve a medium rare. So, see you guys shortly. I've taken it off the hot stone. And what I've done, I've let it rest. Just for a couple of minutes, because what happens is you put the steak on the hot stone and it condenses in. It's all like this. So when you actually let it rest, it calms it down again, and that again brings all the flavour, the juice out. Perfect, and should make it tender. I'm going to cut in here. Gordon Ramsay, have you got anything to fear? Hi, look at that, medium rare. Quite proud of myself. If I do say so myself, I got a nice sear on that steak. It's juicy, it's tender, perfectly cooked. Close up on that. So that bone marrow and red wine jus, if you like, that works A1, absolutely A1 with steak. Now, I'm really interested in trying this truffle mash. Let's get the fork there. Take a look. Oh, you can already see how creamy that mash is. Steam coming off there. Am I going to taste the mushrooms here? Let's just... So buttery. Again, that has definitely been through the ricer. As you can see, no lumps in there at all. Perfectly mashed. Now, can I taste the mushrooms in there, i.e. the truffle? There is a very slight hint, which I imagine is the truffle oil. Would I order it again? Do you know what? I would. Am I getting converted over to mushrooms? Well, clearly, very slowly. All in all, that is excellent. And I say it as well, I think that's quite a nice portion. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish this. While I'm doing this, I'm actually going to, if I'm not going to finish that, I'm going to put this next lot on, put that on, and then by the time I finish this, that'll be cooked, then I can rest it, and all in all, no issue at all. The other thing is, that mash doesn't need my Salt Bae impersonation, which I'll never do again, because you saw I made a complete mess of it all. So I'm going to put that on, and I'll see you shortly. I'll put the last bits of steak on there, fat and the steak. Now, this is my fault, and this is the issue with, if you like, using the steak stone experience. I should put the whole steak on there and cooked it there and then, because obviously the stone completely goes down in heat. So this is taking quite a time to cook compared to the first time. It was like 2 minutes. So it's taking a little bit more time. But today, I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to ask the cameraman to try a piece of steak and then rate me on my cooking. We'll give him this piece, wouldn't I, when it's a bit of a struggle. And we'll actually get his marks and what he thinks. So, okay, see you shortly. It better be a good mark. So, let's add a bit of the seasoning. And put this jus all over it. I hope he appreciates this effort I'm going to. Something tells me he's not going to, but I hope he does appreciate it. I'll take it off in a second, let it rest, and then go for the taste test. I've taken it off, cut it, nicely rested. I'm going to pass this over to the cameraman, because obviously I want him to give his assessment while he's having a munch on that. I'm going to finish up. Now, as I said, when I put it on there second time, it did take... You're eating that, yeah? It did take a little bit of time to cook, a lot more time. So if you're doing it, just cook it once. So, again, perfectly cooked as far as I can see. Not as I say, it is perfectly cooked. Before I do that, marks from the cameraman. Cameraman, how many? And 3 in total. Okay, we don't normally do this on the channel, but I'm now advertising for a new cameraman. You're all really, feed the cameraman, be nice to the cameraman, all of it. See, a couple of people are already applying. Be nice to the cameraman, everything, what have you, and he's horrible to me. He's shocking. 3. To me, that's cooked perfectly. Bloody 3. So I've paid the bill. Before I go on to the bill, what did I think? Well, I think first of all, service. By the way, I went to Wonky the other day and we had a conversation, all of us, about service. The lady who served me today, a lady called Bella, I want to give her personal thanks. Thumbs up, really good service. What's really good as well is this restaurant. Take a look behind. Beautiful seating area out here, and again in the summer, this is definitely a place to come. Bear in mind location. And I spoke earlier on about the inside, and you've seen the images yourself. So, yeah, altogether, yeah. Now, most normal people wouldn't come here and order the prawns, so I don't want to go make a big song and dance about the prawns. It was just me, and I added it in there just so you guys could see. So, for me, it's all about the set menu. And was that value? Was it good value? You've got to bear in mind, you can come in here, have steak frites and béarnaise sauce, £15. I think 15.95. I actually think that is good value. I really do. From my point of view, it was a bit of fun. It was a little bit of drama. Me cooking my own steak. The big mistake I made was I should have put it all on the hot stone all at once. But yeah, was it the best piece of steak I've ever had? No, it definitely wasn't. Was it value for money? Do you know, I actually think it was, because once you take into consideration, I had the sauce, I had the butter as well, and the salt. I thought presentation-wise, it looked nice. The mash was, well, that was sensational. Me, I'm moving towards the old mushrooms now, aren't I, with the truffle mash. So yeah, all in all, I'm not disappointed. I'd imagine, you know, you come here evening time, it could be a little bit of a tourist trap, and the price could ramp up and ramp up and ramp up. But again, that's down to yourself. But certainly if you're coming here lunchtime, no complaints, go for the set menu. So on to the bill. Total, £42. Now, I know you're going to say that's so expensive, so expensive. Let's just concentrate on the set menu price. So £19.95, and then the truffle match on top, £5. It also includes a 12.5% service charge. Now, I actually checked with Bella and I said, does that go to the staff here? She said, yeah, all the tips go to the staff. So from my point of view, I actually would have given a £5 tip anyhow, so I wish you there. Now, marks. I'm going to give it 7.5, 8. So in between 7.5 and 8 out of 10. Cooking? Well, that's easy, wasn't it? That's an easy, regardless of what the cameraman said, it's an easy 10 out of 10. As it happened afterwards, he's turned around and said, no, actually, I only said that for a bit of a laugh. So don't anyone put any applications in yet. I'll have a little think about that one. I think he realised he might have dropped a clanger there. Love to hear your comments. Am I too nice to the cameraman? I think I am. No, I'm joking on that. I'd love to hear your comments. Have you been here before? Have you been to Steak & Co? Would I go back to Steak & Co? I definitely would. Do you know, I'll give it a thumbs up. So yeah, I'll definitely come back here. As I say, for the lunchtime special, they can cook my steak and I'll have the frites with it and a béarnaise sauce, and yeah, £15.95. That works for me. If you would like to subscribe, you know, I always appreciate that. And until next time, cheers. Have a little wander around Leicester Square. And get me bill. On my own.